So I boot up the computer on the morning of the 20th of August, and on top of his usual defecation on the comments section of my videos, saw that Chad Elliott had posted another video to me. Of course, I'd love to offer some sort of redress to his video in the comment section of his video, but alas, I have been blocked. So again, I take to video to respond. Oh, and it's going to be fairly long. Sorry.
Soon after I launched my channel, a lot of rebuttals immediately started flowing in. I was confused because I know all of my arguments are sound and valid.
So clearly, they cannot be at fault. No, I guess you won't actually have to examine them at all.
So after thinking about it, I realized what the problem was. Since I assumed the majority of people were smarter than they are, I hadn't gone into enough detail to tie up all the loose ends with my videos, and it left open a lot of room for questioning. Quite frankly, it made my videos very easy to be debunked. Even if you have a valid argument, which I did, if you don't explain it correctly, it's going to appear to be flawed.
And that's your problem, not mine. Frankly, the two new uploads you've made, Uncreated Creator and Cosmological Argument, are just the same old bullshit, and in the case of your Uncreated Creator video, it's nearly verbatim bullshit.
So, during this feeling out process, one YouTuber in particular developed a pretty intense crush on me.
Yes, Chad, of course. A crush on your ugly ass face. Well, I think that it's probably the other way round, Chaddy Cates, considering I didn't get personal in my initial videos. Then you blocked me. I thought, hey ho, I mean, I could still see the shit you were spreading in the same way a farmer might fertilise his fields, meaning I could still address it, so I didn't think much of it. I did contact you asking why I'd been blocked and if you would unblock me, and old Chaddy Cates here responded by demanding that I remove videos where I reveal his arguments for the steaming pile of shit that they are. I, of course, refused. That, I assumed, was that. But then Chaddy Cates came onto my channel and started commenting, and even gave me a pet name, which was creepy. I responded on my channel, but Chad wouldn't actually be notified of this, so any further response will be him constantly visiting my channel, which is creepy.
His name, Anonymous7, but we all just call him Mrs. Things, because he demands no respect.
Yeah, of course I don't demand respect. If you have to demand respect from those around you, then you are not worthy of respect. Oh, I think I know what Chad's trying to say. I think he's trying to say that I don't command respect. Yeah, completely different meaning, champ.
He made numerous response videos to all of my first generation attempts. But, as I explained before, my initial videos were poorly done, not detailed enough, and left a lot to be desired.
Not my problem, and your new videos hardly rectify the situation. In fact, they seem to compound it by adding yet more baseless assertions.
All of those weak videos have since been thrown out, deleted, and have been redone. At no time did I ever abandon any argument, and all of my current videos are just more in-depth versions of the old ones. So, anyways, this sad, lonely little man, Mrs. Things, decided to keep all of his response videos up to my old videos.
Of course I am, you silly twit. Why in the world would I take my videos down when you were the ones who removed yours after I uploaded mine? I put time and effort into those videos, so no, I'm not taking them down. You shouldn't have taken yours down in the first place. You should have just made an annotation or updated the description saying that you've made a new one that fleshes out the details. But you're a coward, so you took them down.
He still has them up to this day, responses to my old videos, instead of making new ones.
I have been making new videos.
Not once has he ever made any logical or valid stance against any of my new videos.
Of course I haven't, you feckless idiot. I haven't made any responses to your new videos. Technically, however, it would appear that most, if not all of my arguments, still remain as unaddressed objections. More generally, that may well be accurate. but Chad doesn't appear to have the intelligence to actually say why the positions I take are flawed. Until he or anyone else can, well, I sort of don't have to accept that the positions are wrong.
But he's the type who wants to make himself think he's intellectual when in fact he couldn't beat his way out of a wet paper sack in a debate.
So here we have a man who knows nothing about me saying that I'm an arrogant pseudo-intellectual. Seems a little weak.
Typical coward move, but what would you expect from someone who won't show their face and probably never leaves their own house?
Again, Chad knows nothing about me but is happy to draw such a worthless and incorrect conclusion. I don't show my face on YouTube, and I outlined why I don't. I've embraced the internet's anonymity.
But the main problem with Mrs. Fings isn't the fact he wears a skirt to bed.
Actually, it's a nightdress.
It's not the fact that he lives with his parents.
Parent, singular, my parents are divorced.
Or it's not the fact that he experiments with his mom's makeup kit.
I don't live with my mother, and hell, I don't even style my hair, unlike you, Chatty Case. And yet I'm meant to be wearing makeup? Well, only at the weekends.
The real issue is his major fails at basic logic.
Point them out, or we can simply say that they're a figment of your narcissistic imagination.
He has no proof or evidence that something can come from pure nothingness.
Sorry, you continue to fail. Proof only exists in maths. You're making the assertion that this cannot happen, and you need to prove this. The burden of proof is on you, not me. Please explain to me how it is possible for you to claim that the field has precisely zero energy for a defined time period, as you are doing. I mean, the total energy of the universe is probably zero anyway, so asking where the energy came from is as nonsensical a question as what is north of the North Pole.
He has no proof or evidence that a tiny pinpoint of energy can create an entire universe.
Proof is for maths, and we get a singularity via general relativity.
He has no proof or evidence that energy, time, space, or matter could be eternal.
I'm not making that claim. Misrepresentation again, Chad?
He makes the claim that the cause of the universe doesn't have to be a personal mind, when in fact we know the cause of the universe has to be spaceless, timeless, immaterial, personal, uncaused, and changeless. And we know abstract objects can't cause anything, so go figure.
That's just an assertion. Are you really this bloody moronic that you think your assertion is equal to truth? Apparently, you are.
He makes the claim that the uncreated creator is not the only option. He says the universe could have come from a created creator that was created by an uncreated creator. But all he is doing is pushing the argument a step back, because at some point he is forced to accept an ultimate uncreated creator. Really just making my argument stronger. So thank you.
And you still don't understand the difference between an and the. Quelle surprise. I've made this distinction in two of my responses to you. You just don't seem to get it.
So he says, okay, maybe it's not an uncreated creator. Maybe it's an uncreated process that caused the universe. But this is another fail because the cause has to be, again, a personal mind that is changeless, spaceless, immaterial, timeless, personal, and uncaused.
All of these are baseless assertions that you have to show to be true. You fail to do so, thus they remain baseless assertions. I also gave the option that the creator of the universe was the result of an eternal process, but you haven't addressed that at all, unsurprisingly.
You can't change the title of something and then give it all the same attributes and say it's something else. Maybe Mrs. Fings is an undercover theist trying to prove God could exist but just doesn't want to call him God. Maybe he just wants to call him a computer. He just wants to change the name. Then he runs away and attempts to make the claim that there could be multi-universes.
Quoting from George F.R. Ellis's article, Does the Multiverse Really Exist?, that appeared in August 2011's Scientific American, emphasis added. Astronomers are able to see out to a distance of about 42 billion light-years, our cosmic visual horizon. We have no reason to suspect that the universe stops there. Beyond it could be many, even infinitely many, domains much like the one we see. Each has a different initial distribution of matter, but the same laws of physics operate in all. Nearly all cosmologists today accept this type of multiverse, which Max Tegmark calls level 1. But hold on there, champ. I don't think I've ever talked about the multiverse, level 1 or otherwise, in any video. I talked briefly about it in response to the comments you made on my channel page, but that was only after you had brought it up.
Yeah, President Obama could have a pet dragon tied up in an undisclosed location, too. He could. I just love those could-be arguments. They are truly the best. But seriously, again, his claim would only push the argument back further. Where did the multi-universes come from?
Lie, I've never claimed it, and the question is based on a misunderstanding of what the multiverse entails anyway, both for level 1 and for some higher level multiverse concepts.
He likes to say there was nothing before the Big Bang.
When? What video did I make this claim in? Timestamps please, Chad. Oh, you won't be able to provide them because I've never claimed this. Again, this is a lie. Heck, I've explicitly stated otherwise. In the first part of my response to your best explanation video, I said, there are models where what preceded the universe was not a state of nothing. So, well done for lying about what I say.
Clearly untrue, because there had to be space and time before the Big Bang, since the pinpoint of energy would need to be occupying some form of space when it came into existence and then suddenly expanded.
A singularity takes up no spatial extent, but this hurts Chad's brain, I guess, so herpaderp, it takes up space.
He likes to make the asinine claim that time doesn't exist in a black hole.
A claim I've made once, only in comments and not in video, and which is backed by the principle of gravitational time dilation. So when you reach the singularity, the time between events which was previously finite reaches infinity. So, no Chad, contrary to your claim and your diatribe against Stephen Hawking, you don't understand relativity.
Another classic amateur mistake. It's true clocks and watches wouldn't work in a black hole, and no information can escape it. But that doesn't mean physical time and the concept of time is not happening. Time only ceases to exist in the absence of events.
Except that you are saying that according to the observer in a black hole, their clocks stop. So time within a black hole does slow and at the singularity stops. Again, this is relativity. Even according to your own definition, time has stopped to the observer at the singularity.
And events would be happening.
No, they wouldn't. Sorry, you're wrong. Clock stop, time freezes.
Also, if I was in a black hole and could have rational thoughts, not only would that be more events happening, but I would be able to estimate the time period that I was there.
No, you'd be able to look at your clock, but any time dilation would be entirely imperceptible to you. In short, you'd look at your clock and think that the 1 second ticks were taking a second, whereas they wouldn't. They'd be taking minutes, hours, then at the singularity, an infinite amount of time. All physical processes are slowed by time dilation, and you, as the observer, cannot tell that they are slowing down.
The long list of nonsense and ridiculous attempts at rescuing devices this guy uses are enough to numb your brain.
Anything? Any examples at all? Nope.
And you just get sick and tired of it. Like, I can't hear him anymore. They just go on and on and on and on and on. He is the king of unfounded, baseless assertions with zero evidence and zero logic. That's what kills you.
Not once has Chad ever shown any objection I've made to be faulty. Chad doesn't seem to understand that I'm simply responding, and that it is mostly him that has to substantiate his claims. The burden is not really on me, and regardless, I have shown or attempted to show why I have arrived at the objections that I have.
I really think he likes to hear himself talk.
No, not really.
People that have no friends sometimes feel comfort from the sound of their own voice.
Again, Chad doesn't know anything about my personal life, but is happy to draw worthless and, quite frankly, incorrect conclusions from the ether.
But personally, I've grown tired of this circus act. Attempting to dress up bad arguments and flawed logic with pretty editing will not get you any closer to the truth.
I find no example of my apparently bad arguments and flawed logic actually being addressed. Sorry Chad, all I've heard is baseless assertions, insults and stupidity from you.
God tells us not to throw pearls at swine, and I've been throwing pearls at this guy for long enough. I hope he's a guy. I think he's a guy. I'm not sure. I call him Mrs. because he doesn't demand any respect.
Here Chad seems to tread a fine line between rude and discourteous and being sexist, because this statement,
I hope he's a guy. I think he's a guy. I'm not sure. I call him Mrs. because he doesn't demand any respect.
appears to imply that women should not command respect. That was my initial thought, at least. And it's command respect.
But who knows? He might really be a Mrs. It's simply impossible to force logic onto someone who is being intentionally illogical.
I'm open to having my logical failings pointed out, but no such thing has been produced by Chaddy Cakes here.
At some point, you just have to give up on him. So, for that, Mrs. Things, you are now on my WOT list, which stands for waste of time. You're on my waste of time list. I'm done with you.
You told me I was on this list on the 4th of August. That was over a fortnight before you posted this rambling display of ineptitude I'm responding to, in which time you continued to textually defecate in my channel comments and on various videos. But, at least as of recording this audio, you actually haven't contacted me for over a week, and well done. Good.
I'm now going to wipe my hands clean of you and let you go play dress up with your mom's skirt, while us real men have real debates on real topics with real logic.
That's a funny one, Chad. You seem to be putting yourself in that category. Oh, you're not joking. Well, this is awkward.
So have fun hiding. Have fun hiding your face. Don't put on too much of that makeup. Don't put on too much makeup. And make sure you keep your skirt on real tight, because all that illogical nonsense over there you're blowing out of your mouth, it might get you in trouble, brother.
I think that was meant to be a witty remark, but somewhere along the line it went wrong. And is that a threat, Chad?
I'll see you later. Chad Elliott, Creationism and the Origin of Life. Mrs. Fings, a.k.a. Anonymous7, the dumbest, absolutely the dumbest atheist in the history of mankind.
A trophy comes with this award, right? Where's my prize?
See ya.
Good. Now you can bugger off and stop defecating on my comments, as you are actually unable to respond to my videos meaningfully. Seriously, Chad, this comedy is starting to become a tragedy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.
YouTube audience, what's going on? Your boy back, Chad Elliott, Creationism and the Origin of Life Facebook page.
Moron.